All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are just going to get started in a minute. We are back with another guided newspaper class. Just waiting for all the students to join in comfortably, and then we will begin. Just wait for a couple of more minutes. Okay. So the objective of today's class is another guided newspaper practice session. And here we will be doing a total of 3 rounds of the entire article. So in the first couple of rounds, we will be doing a listening and reading exercise combined, where we'll go through the entire article very slowly. We will try to understand whatever is mentioned there. After that, we will move into a speaking round where we'll have one particular paragraph. We will do 2 to 3 words at a time. We will make sure that we get the tone, stress, pronunciation right. And then finally, we will move into a writing round where you will give me sentences out of the new words and you will also give me your opinion. Okay, so in today's class, we will be taking up this topic of whether we should rent a house or buy a house. All right, so I'm pretty curious to know what your opinion is at the end. Okay, so there is some kind of analysis as well as to mathematically what makes more sense, and it is written in proper English. So, how do you express a calculated situation in English is also something that we'll learn today. So, welcome everyone. Hi, Deepthi, Shripriya, Tejas, Madhvi, Karti, Sukhman, Jobi, Gagandeep. Welcome everyone. We're doing guided newspaper after almost 3 days. So good to have all of you back. Hi, I'm Manpreet. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, now, while owning a home is typically the dream of every Indian, okay, skyrocketing property prices, especially in metros, have led people to opt for renting rather than buying. Okay, are you able to guess the meaning? That although everyone dreams of owning a house, right? It's a matter of pride. But then skyrocketing property prices, what do you mean by skyrocketing? Rapidly increasing. So very high property prices, especially in metro cities, right? Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, have led people to opt for renting rather than buying. Okay, all the others who have joined in, hi Tenzin, Pama, Shalu, Sam, Sajida, welcome. However, so whenever I use the word however, it means there is a twist in the story. Okay, so people are opting for renting. However, so let us see what that twist is. However, for people who can afford to buy a house, the choice between buying and renting is always a tough one. Okay, so what should you go for? So even before we start, what do you think? Buying or renting? Don't worry about affordability. So you can afford any kind of a house and you can afford to rent any kind of a house as well. What will you choose? Would you choose to buy or would you choose to rent? Give me one option. And then we will go into the analysis. Okay, hi Alekhya, correct Gagandeep, Dolly, Sadhna, Anjali. What would you opt for? Okay, Tejas says buying. Good, Tejas. Others? Gagandeep buying, Namisha buying. Okay. Shushma buying as well. Sajida buying. Okay. Tenzin buying. Okay. Amanpreet buying. Deepthi buying. Okay. So nobody wants to rent. Let's see. Maybe by the end of the class, maybe your opinion might change. Let's see. Okay. Good. Zarka. Very nice. All right. Let's proceed. So in the Indian context, so when I say context, it means situation. So in the Indian scenario, it is observed that people who can afford to buy a house tend to put more weightage on owning a house, and renting is mostly a compromise. Yes? So I think probably that's why all of you are saying buy, because if you are able to buy, then you would probably look at that as a better option. and renting is seen as a compromise. Like compromise is a decision that you would take when you don't have any other option. Okay, and you're doing it without your full will. Okay, now there are definitely advantages and disadvantages of both the options. And some of the advantages are summarized. So let us see what are the advantages and so on. Okay, Sai Teja buying only, Deepthi says rent. Okay, Swati, Sam, Sai, Joby, hi, Gayatri, Murtaza, welcome. Okay, Dolly also wants to buy. All right, let's see. Advantages of owning a home over rental accommodations. Okay, accommodation means a place to stay. Okay, first one is it gives a sense of security and pride of home ownership. What do you mean by pride? A proud feeling. Okay, you feel proud about it, right? Now, rent is an expense that is incurred every month without creating any physical asset. Okay, so what do you mean by asset? Tell me, ASSET. It's an asset. What do you mean by asset? Very simple. An asset. Yes, correct. Yes, good. An asset, okay, some kind of a property, all right. An asset can be something that need not necessarily be physical, right? So an asset can be anything that is valuable. You would call that an asset. Okay, so all those from the finance world, you've heard of assets and liabilities, right? So anything that is valuable to you, okay, and that can give you income, money in the future, or any kind of value in the future is called an asset. Okay, so when you pay rent, you're not creating a physical asset, right? But when you buy, but paying EMI, however, has dual benefits, double benefits. It not only provides for a month of shelter. So when you take a loan and then you repay that loan, okay, and when you pay these EMIs, yes, it's almost like paying 1 month of rent, kind of. You're paying some amount of money, but also increases the proportional ownership in the house. Okay, so what is happening at the end? You also own the house, right? But with rent, that is not the case. Okay, so that's the advantage with buying a house. Okay, let's see. With renting, you often have to relocate, which entails a lot of wasted time, money, and energy. But that is not the case with owning. What do you mean by the word entails? Which entails a lot of wasted time. So, what do you mean by this word entails? Just guess based on whatever is mentioned. Okay, just guess based on the context. Good. Others who guess the meaning, very good. Donna, Tenzin, Murtaza, Ruhama. Good. Janardhanan, very nice. Yes, which involves, okay, involves is the right meaning, which involves a lot of wasted time, money, energy. Okay, fine. Yes, very good. Chinmay, Deepthi. Good. Madhvi. Now, third point. Real estate investment is a safe investment, right? Backed by a real asset, which has potential of capital appreciation and tax benefits. Now, what is the meaning of this? When I say real estate investment is a safe investment backed by a real asset, it is probably comparing it to say shares investment, right? So a share investment is not a physical investment, right? You get a piece of certificate. That's all. Okay, whereas in real estate you have a physical item, you have the house, okay, which is physical in nature and has potential of capital appreciation. What do you mean by capital appreciation? So capital appreciation means that you have put in a bulk of money into some kind of an investment, and that bulk of money grows over time. Okay, so that capital grows over time. Okay, so that is capital appreciation. So if you buy a house for say 50 lakhs today, maybe after 10 years it might have become 70 lakhs, right? So it grew by 20 lakhs. Okay, now next one, advantages of renting. So we also have some advantages of renting too, right? It's not that buying has only positive ones and renting has no positive points. It's not like that. Let's see. Good, Janvi, Deepthi, Sai Teja. Very good. Now, what are the advantages of renting? Renting does not overburden one with EMI payments. So the moment I see the word overburden, it means excessive burden. Overburden, excessive burden. Okay, renting does not overburden one with EMI payments, house tax, and other legal issues that are part and parcel of property ownership. So if you want property ownership, all these other problems are going to come with it. So that is the meaning of part and parcel. Okay, so if I say that this is part and parcel of my life, it means that this is also an integral part of whatever you're doing. Okay, now, so renting does not have all these excess payments, excess outflow of money. Renting generally gives a feeling of lower liability. Okay, opposite of asset, liability, anything negative, anything that drains your value. Okay, but renting, the drain is lesser. Why? Because in metro cities, you can rent a house worth 50 lakh, that kind of a house, for only 10, 15,000 a month. Okay, at the same time, if you buy a home at the same cost, you have to shell out anywhere from 30 to 40,000 as an EMI. So, what do you mean by shell out? You have to shell out so much money. What do you mean by that? Shell out. It's a very nice phrase. Very simple. Good. Hi, Pallavi. Very good. Something to pay. Bashir, Sujida, yes. Give out. Pay out. Yes. But when you have to spend a large amount of money, you will say shell out. Yes, it means to give money, it means to spend money, but it means to spend in large proportion, in disproportionate proportion. Okay. So you will say if you have to buy an iPhone, you have to shell out 80,000 rupees. Okay. It means you have to spend a lot of money for that. Okay. So for EMIs, you have to shell out so much for the same kind of a house. But if you want to rent it, you can get it just for so much per month. Okay. So another point, one can rent closer to work or closer to good schools, but the same properties may or may not be affordable or within one's budget, right? So if you want to stay closer to your office, which are usually in good locations, then you can do so by renting because per month rent will not be much. But if you want to buy them, then it may not be possible. Okay. Now, the choice between renting and owning is a tough one. Let us go forward and see this. Only a careful analysis would help one to reach a proper conclusion. All right. Let us try to understand the financial implication of renting versus owning through an example of a person who wants to own a property in the NCR region. Okay, so NCR is a belt in India comprising of 4, 5, very good cities around the capital. Okay, so how do we do this? Let us see how a mathematical calculation is expressed in English. Let us see that. Okay, see, the first step is to calculate the capital needed to buy a ready to move in flat in Delhi NCR in a residential project, assuming the market price is 50 lakhs. So if it's 50 lakhs, you want to buy that and you want to move inside that house. Okay, so you're going to buy now. All the students who said buy, this is what you're going to do. The down payment and the associated transaction costs have to be taken care of upfront. Okay, so although you're not going to pay 50 lakhs, you're going to take a loan, but there is still going to be some down payment. What do you mean by down payment? So when you want a loan of 50 lakh, you will not get the entire amount as the loan. You might get say 40 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakhs has to be from your pocket. So that is called down payment. Okay, and then you have other transaction costs, which means there's some stamp duty charges, other taxes. You have to do the interiors, right? You have to buy the fans, lights, right? So these basic costs will be there. Okay. So the following table lists all the costs. Anyway, the table explanation is given. From the above table, it is clear that a capital outlay. What do you mean by outlay? Tell me. Hi, Vishav. What do you mean by the word outlay? So this part, okay, it is clear that a capital outlay of 59 lakh 40,000 is required to own a property in the NCR region. Yes, outlay means outflow of money. Okay, so so much outflow of money is required if you want to own a property. So it's not just exactly 50 lakhs; it also has other charges. Okay, so your loan processing fee, your stamp duty fees, all these other charges. So after 20 years, okay, so you've purchased something for so much, you've spent so much of money, 59 lakhs. After 20 years, your investment value would be 2 crores, okay, 2 crores, 11 lakh, 39,000. All right. After considering an 8% annual appreciation, so this particular amount, 59 lakh, has grown 8% every year. All right. After accounting for all maintenance and transaction. But obviously, if you buy a house, you are going to maintain the house, right? You have to clean the house. Sometimes there would be repairs. You have to take care of them. Okay. Other transactions come in. So accounting for all of that, you're taking into account all those costs. And then you're saying, hey, this is what my final value of the house will be. So if you want to sell your house after 20 years, this will be the amount. Okay, fine. So to compare owning versus renting, the first step is to calculate the investment returns. What do you mean by investment returns? If you have a bulk amount of money, how much is that amount of money going to generate for you? So if you put say 1 lakh in fixed deposit, okay, and the amount is say 6%. So that 1 lakh has created 6,000 rupees for you, right? So that is what we have to see. So we have to calculate the investment returns on the down payment and other costs that incurs upfront while buying the house. So if you had that money would have generated more money, right, over the period of 20 years. But what did you do? You had to pay it immediately. So that is one that you have to take into account. Next, the second step is to calculate the investment returns of the difference between EMI and rent over the duration of ownership. Okay, so EMI is costlier, rent is going to be only a little bit. So this difference that is there, that would have been in your pocket, which you could have put in some FD and that would have generated money for you. So you have to see how much will this money that you had to spend more during buying while owning would have created. And then you will be able to compare it in equal platform. Are you able to understand the calculation that is mentioned here? Are you able to understand these two steps? Basically, this is the summary. This is the analysis that is done. Just type yes if you're able to understand. If you're owning a house, you're spending a little more money. What are that excess amounts of money that you're spending? The down payment and the other taxes and all of that, which would have been in your pocket, right? So how much would that money have created for you? That is one. Next, EMIs are always more than rent. So how much would that differential amount have created for you over a period of 20 years? Then you will see which one is a better option. Okay. Now, the down payment for the house is 10 lakh. Other capital outlay is 9.4. The car, the furniture, and blah blah. Therefore, the total one-time lump sum capital outlay. What do you mean by lump sum? Means a bulk amount. Okay, one-time lump sum capital outlay is 19.4 lakh. In this example, the returns on the lump sum investment are assumed to be 12%. So if you put 19.4 lakh in some in investment instrument, that gives you 12%. And the returns on monthly investments are assumed to be 14%. Okay, so your EMI difference, that is 14%. So if you put that in these different instruments, instead of buying, you took a rent, so you had to spend lesser per month, and the differences in the amounts, you put them in different other investment instruments. At the end of 20 years, if one opts for renting, she would have accumulated 3.59 crores. Okay, which is approximately 1.5 crore higher than the value of the property at the end of 20 years. Are you able to understand what's happening? That if you had only rented, spent less, and you had used this in other investment instruments, at the end of the day, at the end of 20 years, you will get 3.59 crore. Here, if you buy the house, pay the EMIs and so on, the total value of the house eventually is only 2.1 crores. Okay, so clearly you can see that renting is a better option because after 20 years, you accumulate more money. Okay, now it is amply clear. Ample means by a far margin. It is very clear from the example that renting turns out to be a better option. Okay, in pure mathematical from standpoint. However, this may not be true in all market conditions. Okay, because there are some assumptions, right? We've assumed 12%, it will grow so much, and so on. Now, Indian real estate market is going through a period of slump with all major metros. What do you mean by going through a period of slump? Going through a low phase. A slump means a low phase with all major metros and tier 1 cities showing softness in property prices. What do you mean by softness? When something is soft, it gets pressed easily. Yes or no? Are you able to understand when something is very soft, right? Think of cotton, think of some sponge. You press it, it's going to go down easily. Okay. So same with property prices. There's a little bit of external pressure, the prices will dip. Okay. So that's the problem. For home buyers who are interested in owning a house, it is recommended that unless they are buying a house for primary residence, unless you want to stay in that house, investment in real estate at this point does not make sense. Okay, so if you have a lot of money, investing in real estate does not make sense because well, renting is a better option clearly. Okay, maybe you can invest it somewhere else and get 3.59 crores instead of 2.1. Okay, the return or efficacy of owning versus renting is largely dependent on market conditions. So, what do you mean by efficacy? Efficacy means the ability of something to give you that desired result. Okay, for example, if I say if there is a lot of sound problem in this class, then I'll say the efficacy of this class was low because of sound issues, which means the ability of this class. What is the desired purpose? To communicate this, to learn basic English. But if the sound quality is bad, then the efficacy will be low. If the quality is good, then the efficacy will be high. Okay, that is the meaning of efficacy. Now, in rapidly rising real estate markets, owning makes more sense. Where in rapidly rising real estate market, which means instead of 2.1 crores, the value of the house becomes 5 crores. Okay, rapidly rising property prices. On the other hand, when there is not much room for property price appreciation, renting is perhaps a better option. Okay. All right. Now what do you guys think? What do you want to do? Do you still want to buy or do you want to rent? What do you want to do now? And did you understand? So basically, I'm asking this just to see if you understood the whole passage. You understood how mathematical calculation is written in English. Okay, breaking it down stepwise. Okay, good. Suki, Deepti, Namisha, Saurabh, Tenzin, another Deepti as well. Deepti Kamath, Niyati, Priyanka, Shalu, Janardhan, Ruhama. Yes, you're going to rent now. Niyati, good. Saurabh is still going to buy. Okay. Very difficult to convince someone to come off of buying. Okay. All right. Okay. Good, everyone. Nice. Janvi is going to rent. All right. Makes mathematical sense. Okay. Sajida renting, Shushma rent. Okay. Some of your minds have now changed. All right. Good. Okay. So now what we will do is let us take a part of the passage and let us do a little bit of speaking and then we'll jump into writing. Okay. So we will just do the advantages of buying. Let's do the advantages of buying. So when if someone asks you what is the advantage of buying a house, you will tell these 2-3 points. And when you do it, when you do that, you're going to genuinely communicate. Okay, you're not going to just read it from a piece of paper, but you are going to communicate it strongly. So let's see. Okay, number one, it gives a sense of security and pride of whole ownership. Okay, just repeat after me. It gives a sense of security and pride of home ownership. When you say pride, you should actually feel it. Sense of security and pride of home ownership. Yes, let's keep it going. Rent is an expense that is incurred every month without creating any physical asset. Okay? So punch these words. Every month, any physical asset. Paying EMI, however, has dual benefits. Okay? It not only provides for a month of shelter, but also increases the proportional ownership of the house. But also increases the proportional ownership. Just give me a yes if you're able to do it and punching the extra benefit, but also increases. Okay. Now, with renting, you often have to relocate which entails a lot of wasted time, money, and energy. Okay? But that is not the case with owning. Good, good. All of you doing it. One more point and then we'll go to writing. Good. Niyati, Janardhan, and Janvi. Good. Now, real estate investment, repeat, is a safe investment backed by a real asset which has potential of capital appreciation and tax benefits. Okay, I hope all of you repeated and stressed at the right places all the important words. All right, good. So now what we'll do, we'll jump into the writing exercise. And just like how Zarka, Saurabh, Donna have given their full opinion, now give me your full opinion on it. So what kind of factors would you like to consider? What is your decision first, whether you want to buy or rent? It's not about the affordability. It's about what decision you want to take. Okay. And then you can frame a full sentence out of it. So you will say that I would prefer buying a house because I very strongly feel a sense of pride when I own a place. Okay, it increases by confidence. Okay, that can be an opinion. Or you can say that purely relying on this mathematical analysis, I feel that renting is a better option because that makes more financial sense in the long term. Okay, that can be another kind of an opinion. Okay, now you tell me. Sarka says, after this, I would go for reading. Saurabh says, I would love to buy a house, even though it saves money, but I can't call the rented place as a home. Very good. Very good. So you can't call it your home. Good. And there is uncertainty as well. The landlords can end your contract anytime. Absolutely makes sense. Donna says, I believe that owning a house is a dream of common people. It's an asset. We should be brave enough on the budget. Good. Interesting. Gayatri says, I would like to buy a villa for me for future. It's far better than a rented one. It's a waste of money, as in you're kind of giving out. It's not creating a physical asset. So that's what you think. Good. We can't save it for our children. There's no long-term physical asset. Okay. Good. Go ahead. Others. Gagandeep, in my eyes, very good. Good, nice, good way of creating your opinion. If someone can afford buying a house is better because it has more benefits. We can decorate our house. All right. And we don't have to fear the landlord. Very good. Nice. A lot of emotional benefits, right? So although mathematically one can make sense, a lot of other emotional benefits of owning a house. Namish, I'm willing to buy a house. Okay. So Deepti says, if you're looking to save money, then you should rent. But if you want a sense of security, you should buy. Very good. Nice. Right? Very good again. Saving money, purely mathematical. Sense of security. Right? You want to feel good about it. Buying a house, good. Very nice. Others, go ahead, tell me. Very simple. Owning is better, okay, because in future I can have an investment. Good, Jonathan, very nicely articulated. The pride of owning a house is undeniably a better feeling than renting a house, even though renting has its own merits. Good one, good one, good. Would like to buy it, all right? Personally attached to it. Okay, all right. Gia says, I would like to buy. Okay, good. Most of you still want to buy. Okay, nice. Good, because we get full freedom as well as saving money. Yes, makes sense. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so time to create some sentences out of the new words we learned today. And here is a word that I just saw. This one, let's do relocate first. Relocate means to change your location physically. Okay, and it does not mean, moving from your home to your office. That is not called relocation. Relocation means shifting your house or shifting your office. That is called relocation. Okay. So you will say, I relocated from Calcutta to Bangalore for work. Okay. So you moved your base. So that is called relocate. Good, Aman. Very good. Janvi also says renting is better. Okay, so Janvi, since it saves opportunity cost, wonderful, Janvi, very good, nice. I believe that renting is a flexible option because it will not only save money but also give the opportunity to change location anytime. It's quite difficult. Very good, Deepti. That's a very nice one. So Deepti says that with renting, you have the flexibility to move around the city. Right? That is, if you buy a house, you have to stay there, come what may. Go to Saurabh says it's not necessary that you will save the difference, right? You might spend the differential amount. Yes. Relocate now. My friend's family relocated from this. Zarka, I have been relocated. Okay. Donna, I reckon buying a house. Good. Good start, Donna. I reckon is a good stylish way of expressing your opinion. Relocate now. Sentences with relocate. Very simple, very easy. I will be relocating to India. Hita, very good. Go ahead. I relocated from Dubai to India. Can students usually relocate? Good. They had to relocate themselves. Nice one. Good job. Good. Okay, the next one coming up. The next one is part and parcel of. Okay, so when I say part and parcel, it means something being an integral part of something else. Okay, so you can say that grammar is part and parcel of IELTS preparation. Okay, grammar is part and parcel of IELTS preparation. Which means grammar is an integral part of IELTS, which means grammar a smaller piece, IELTS being the larger piece, and grammar fits into the larger piece. Okay, but don't use it in the literal sense. Don't say that this nut is part and parcel of this bike. No, okay, it's not an actual part. It's more like saying in the figurative sense that this is an essential element of something larger. Okay, good. Saurabh, Jia, Janvi, Ganesh, good. Robi, good. Dolly, good one. Now, part and parcel. For example, you can say making relationships is are part and parcel of my daily routine. Okay, so conducting meetings is part and parcel of my job, like that. Happiness and sadness are part and parcel of life. Good, Deepti. Very quick. Morning walks are part and parcel. Good. Practical skills are part and parcel. Good. Teaching is part and parcel. Good, Shrishti. IELTS is part and parcel. Good, Shushma. Clearing IELTS exam is part and parcel of, yeah, good. Others, Chinmay. Okay, government employees are required to relocate. Good one. It has become part and parcel. They're very good, Chinmay, using that's two birds in one stone. Good. Traveling extensively. Good. Aman, Heta, stress is now part and parcel. Ruhama, failure and stress is part, are part. You're using two subjects, are. Part and parcel means integral part, Nandini. Okay. Is an element of. As we grew up so rapidly due to this, I will buy a house. Yes, we can spend. Good. Dharini, nice. But Dharini, you should always use full sentences. Okay. So you should avoid the dot dot part. All right. But good attempt. You're learning. Writing is part and parcel. Reading is very good. Zarka, Niyati, very nice. Let's do one more, and let us take. Okay, maybe outlay. Outlay. Outlay means outflow. Okay, expenditure outflow. For example, you can use it in a lot of business context, in your office context. You will say the employee outlay is rupees 20 lakhs, which means that's the amount of money you spend on employees. The advertising outlay is so much. Similarly, here you say the capital outlay. Outlay is expenditure, outflow, cash outflow. Good, Jia. Good, Dharini, Dolly, Janardhanan. Good, good, Tina. Good. Okay. Others, outlay. Why is it so difficult? Janvi, the capital outlay in buying a house is worth every penny in a booming market. Very good, very good. In a booming, not and, but otherwise excellent. Janvi, very nice. Capital outlay for starting a business is around 20 lakh. Good. The house I live in has a capital outlay. Okay, not capital outlay, but you can simply call outlay. The capital outlay means bulk, initial. Okay. My capital outlay before the pandemic was much higher. Why my capital outlay? Because capital, when you say capital outlay, it's not going to be a regular thing. It's going to be a big one-time thing. Okay. Monthly outlays. Okay, accepted. Good, Madhavi. The product didn't get enough sales. Okay. The amount of capital was outlaid. You're using it as a verb. Okay, good, Amanpreet, works. The outlay on day-to-day travel expenses keeps increasing. Good one, Deepti. To plan the outlay for a business investment, we need the help of a person with statistical skills. Good, good, Janardhan, and your sentences are always very good. Good. Huge amount of outlay is kept aside for studying in the US requires high capital outlay. Very nice. Excellent. Excellent. Great job done, all of you. Very well done. Good 3 rounds of the entire article. A mathematical article with analysis that was described in English for us. So good experience to go through such an article and see how we can convert the numbers into English and then express. So good job done, all of you. That brings us to the end of the class. I will just quickly now describe about our advanced programs to the new students. This is not relevant for the existing members. So the existing members, you can leave if you want to, totally fine. Donna, Zarka, Niyati, Deepti, Janardhan, and all of you being existing members already. If there are any new members who want to know more about it and who want to get into an advanced IELTS program, then here is what it is. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. To just tell you about it in short, and I will also give you the link to this form that you can fill, and then you can fill it up. A counselor will get in touch with you, and then you can understand and get in accordingly. Okay, good, Dharini, correct? Dharini, Dolly, Niyati, all those who have just given sentences. Good. Mandate for labor outlay, Donna, nice. Good one, Rita. Nice one. Okay, so here is the link to the form. What is this program exactly? You have, this is a program about IELTS preparation and covers all features of learning. So when I say all features of learning, it includes recorded lessons on the app, listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, vocab, all of this done in detail. In fact, the entire syllabus is viewable on the app. If you go to the fast track program, you can have a look. Then you will have daily live classes, so 7:30 to 8:30 on the weekdays, 8 to 10 p.m. on the weekends. You will be having these sessions, live classes, 1 week per session, 1 week per module, kind of a structure. That's how we have the entire timetable going. Then you will have personal reviews, so you will have 10 full-length mock tests where you can get yourself reviewed. You can take these mock tests anytime you wish, based on your flexibility. And then finally, you have unlimited doubt clearance too. Okay, so here is a form on the video description and on the live chat comment box as well. You can click, fill it up, and our counselor will get in touch with you. Okay, so on that note, thank you everyone for joining in. Good, interesting class today. I'll see you in the next one. Keep participating, keep practicing. Take care. Bye-bye.